Association of Postgraduate Students, MAPS, will be launching its research, policy and innovation think tank under the theme, The Vision of Decency, Graduate Students and Society. Let's welcome Lance Scott, Guild Postgraduate Representative and President of MAPS, and Lenika Roden, Director of MAPS Research, Policy and Innovation, to share more. Good morning, lady and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Let's talk a little bit about this because this is interesting, it's fascinating, and it is relevant. So let's talk about the aim of what you're trying to achieve.
Okay, so the MAPS Policy, Research and Innovation, it will serve as a research hub for postgraduate students. We intend to provide our postgraduate students with training and opportunities, training in areas such as research development, business proposal development, project management, and policy framework development. Basically, a multiplicity of areas so that they're able to learn skills so that they can monetize these skills, of course, and basically take advantage of the different opportunities that are out there.
Oh, amazing. Well, given the COVID-19 pandemic, many people have to readjust and adjust. Students are no different. How will that be done differently to achieve what Lenika says there is to be achieved?
Well, we are taking a multidisciplinary approach to it. The pandemic would have indicated several things to us.
Yes.
A big part of that was the digital divide. Another big thing was, employment opportunities that decreased dramatically as a result of the pandemic. So the MAPS think tank really provides an opportunity for postgraduate students, but it goes beyond that because our vision in creating the think tank really was looking at the long-term impact it can have on Jamaica, because we're in a data age now. Everything should be data driven. So we wanted to provide that kind of platform where we utilize what I call the intellectual oasis in the Caribbean, which is the University of the West Indies students, to create an impetus in that regard.
Yes. What will happen to this information after it is researched on the political issues, on the social issues, on the economic issues?
Okay, so firstly, we intend to partner with a number of public and private sector entities, and through these partnerships, we intend to publish these findings, and not only publish the findings, but students will also engage in a number of private projects, basically, that they're able to basically gain employment, part-time employment, full-time employment.
And experience at the same time.
Yes, and experience at the same time, because one of the major problems that students at the university is experiencing is a shortage of opportunities. It's really hard to get ourselves out there, to get ourselves through the door. And so the MAPS Research, Policy and Innovation will provide them with that opportunity, will provide them with that platform to connect with public and private sector Jamaica so that they're able to network, gain the skills that they need, gain the experience that they need, and make an impact, as Lance rightfully said. They'll be doing a lot of research in terms of Jamaica's key policy areas, looking at Vision 2030 and all the different key sectoral areas, environment, social, economic, all of those areas. We intend to provide the students with the opportunities for them to take part in research, collect data, and be a part of basically driving development in Jamaica.
Development in Jamaica as we go global indeed, as we go digital indeed. Let's talk a little bit more about the think tank sessions, how that will unfold, who will be involved, and what is the aim.
Okay. So currently, we're about to launch the think tank. We intend for it to be a long-term project, so something that is sustainable. We really don't want it to be a case where it comes and stops. And the aim, as Ms. Roden rightly said, is to create a platform for postgraduate students, provide some opportunities, but in addition to that, contribute to development in a sustainable way. So we're talking about, having a positive impact on policy decisions, data-driven decision-making in the long term. So,
and policy decisions as to how it also affects students.
Absolutely.
Young people on the whole.
Absolutely, yes. Because as the COVID-19 pandemic would have indicated, there are several underlying socioeconomic conditions that the COVID-19 pandemic really exacerbated. So the think tank would provide a platform to collect the data, to analyze the data, and then provide the necessary policy directions.
So this think tank session, will it be available for other persons to just participate by tuning in?
Yes,
and add
definitely.
their voice to it?
So basically, they can find the information on our Instagram page. The Instagram page is
Mona Postgrads.
Okay, yes.
Yes, and the theme of the session will be the vision of decency, graduate students, and society. So basically, we're looking at the fact that, or the big question, as a graduate student, when I get my degree, do I deserve a better compensation package or better benefits than others who are just holding an undergraduate degree, even if it is that we have the same level of experience? What does my graduate degree really bring to the table? And what am I deserving of, So, yeah.
And so remind us, or just tell us of the time that it starts and how people can connect.
Okay, so it starts at 5 p.m. and it will go up to 6:30. We have a very lovely panel of speakers. We have Mr. Ainsley Brown, who will be our guest speaker. He's the Senior Director of Regulations and Policy at the Jamaica Special Economic Zone Authority. And we also have Professor Marcia Roy, who is the Dean of Graduate Studies and Research at the University of the West Indies. Her presentation will highlight the ideal UWI graduate, UWI graduates really making an impact on Jamaica, how our graduate students would have been able to go out there and make immense contributions in the public and private sector. And of course, we also have Professor Thames, who will be giving a special remarks.
And good story about Professor Thames, I call her Thames, in recent days there. I want you to talk a little bit before we go about the impact this pandemic has had on some of the students, particularly postgraduate students at the University of the West Indies.
The impact has been far-reaching, to be honest. Separate and apart from the digital divide that existed, we had several students who had severe financial challenges.
Yes.
So that is why the Mona Association of Postgraduate Students, MAPS, we would have embarked on providing welfare for the students. So this academic year, we aided over 100 students, over 1.5 million Jamaican dollars, because we understood, the kind of situation that we're in order to help them move forward.
Right. And remind us again, how can we get additional information with regards to all that you're doing? Where do they go?
Oh, so you can connect with us on Instagram at Mona Postgraduate Students, and the information as regards to the launch of our think tank will be on our Instagram. It will be held via Zoom, so the Zoom information will also be provided along with the registration information.
And it's this Thursday. Thank you, Lenika Roden and Lance Scott, for talking to us this